Well, good morning, everyone. Hope you did well in the cold weather this morning. I saw minus 14. I think that's cold enough for me. All right, so we will open the hearing on Senate Bill 56, and Grant Bossy is here in place of Senator Innes to introduce.
Thank you very much, Chairman Pearl, members of the committee. My name is Grant Bossy, Deputy Chief of Staff for the New Hampshire Senate, and I am here to introduce Senate Bill 56 on behalf of Senator Dan Innes, the bill's prime sponsor. The New Hampshire Health and Education Facilities Authority exists to lower the cost of health and education services in New Hampshire by providing low-cost financing alternatives to eligible institutions. During fiscal year 2024, it issued 9 series of bonds and notes totaling nearly $153 million. It closed 11 loans totaling more than $1.6 million for 6 schools, a continuing care retirement community, and 4 youth development organizations. It participated in 2 capital loan program loans and 1 renewal, and it provided financing for new not-for-profit institutions, including the Roman Catholic Bishop of Manchester, the Palace Theater Trust, an arts program, and 3 public charter schools. This is very similar to the financing services offered by the New Hampshire Business Finance Authority. Both HEFA and the BFA believe that we can lower costs further by consolidating HEFA within the BFA. At the request of these agencies, SB 56 would do just that. HEFA, along with its rules and outstanding obligations, would be moved under the BFA, which would be given authority to issue bonds for HEFA currently providing. It would add a member with higher education experience and a healthcare official to the BFA Board of Directors, ensuring the needed expertise. There's no fiscal note because there would be no cost to the state, though we would anticipate some savings through this consolidation, which would lower the cost of this financing. We believe that HEFA and BFA are both supportive of this change. I would defer any questions you have to them. Thank you for your consideration and support for Senate Bill 56.
Thank you, Grant. Appreciate it. Any questions for? All right, seeing none, we appreciate it. James Key Wallace, is that right?
That's right.
All right, come on up. And you are from the BFA.
Good morning. Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. So I'm James Key Wallace. I'm the Executive Director of the BFA. So I just wanted to give a little bit of color on Senator Innes's proposal. This is something that New Hampshire HEFA and New Hampshire BFA have actually talked about for a little while now, and have just decided that, now's the time to really kind of start engaging in this process of consolidating a little more formally. So just things I always like to say up front. So both BFA and New Hampshire HEFA are quasi-state entities, meaning we are governed by state statute, but we're self-funded. We use no taxpayer money. We don't use any general funds, but our mission is to help businesses and nonprofits in the state access capital. HEFA issues bonds, which lower the costs for those borrowers for higher ed and healthcare institutions. They're not state-backed bonds. They don't cost the state anything, but it's a required function within state government to comply with federal tax law. BFA can do those same things. And so what we all got together and said, well, if we combine, we bring over the people. No one's getting axed or anything like that, but because they have work to do, we have work to do. But we can trim out, a lot of overhead, rent, copiers, third party, the auditors. Now it's 1 audit instead of 2, right? All of that stuff adds up really fast, actually. And on top of that, we can, in turn, now offer the services that New Hampshire HEFA offers to its nonprofit clientele at little to no cost, whereas right now there's a fee for doing so. So we're both excited about it. With the committee's permission, I would like to just, keep the hearing open, I think is what they say, for a while, because attorneys have looked at the statutes of merging 2 state entities, and there's a few technical changes to the proposal that will come as a kind of friendly amendment very soon, just a little bit of cleanup to this. But other than that, we're very excited about it, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
thank you for your testimony. So we don't have an FN on this, so I can hold it open for a while if that's what your preference is.
It would be, just by way of example, so the statute as proposed says, take the New Hampshire HEFA statutes, put BFA's name in where New Hampshire HEFA is, right? Keep the statutes actually quite well designed. But New Hampshire HEFA statute says, oh, well, there's a board. Well, actually, there won't be a New Hampshire HEFA board. There'll be a BFA board as modified in the proposal. So that needs to be struck, right? Just a couple little mechanical things that will work with OLS and the sponsor to bring, and the committee to bring the amendment forward. But yes, that would be great.
All right, well, we can hold that for a bit, and you'll get back to me with an amendment when you have one ready,
Yes, sir.
and we can consider that in exec session.
Yes, sir. That would be very much appreciated.
Okay. All right. Questions from the committee? Senator Altshuler.
Good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you for taking my question. You said the magic words that I was waiting to hear throughout this presentation, and just want to clarify that this is a merging of the offices and the efficiencies that can be realized from merging those offices, and that everybody who's employed by those offices comes together as one team. We're not looking at layoffs. Is that correct?
That's correct, Senator.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you. We're very excited to be bringing them into our team. Yeah.
Thank you.
And I say our team. It's a new team of both of us, right?
Okay. Go team.
Thank you.
And everybody on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There is a second option. If you want to do this in the House, we can pass it out of here and you can do your amendment when it's introduced in the House. If that, I really don't care one way or the other. It's kind of up to you how you'd like to proceed.
Thank you. Yeah, I think we'll have the amendment very shortly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll sit on it for a little
Okay, I really do appreciate
That's fine.
that. Thank you.
Further questions? No, nobody over this side seems to have any. All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody else that would like to testify on Senate Bill 56? Seeing none, we will close the hearing, and we'll see, our next one is 9:45, so we'll be in recess until 9:45. All right, good morning. Being 9:45, we will open the hearing on Senate Bill 61, and the prime sponsor, Senator Gray, the floor is yours.
Thank you. My name is James Gray. I represent Senate District 6, which starts up in Alton, Gilmanton, comes down Route 11 to Rochester. Chair of Finance, why did they come to me? Cost savings, okay? Generic drugs are not always the cheapest, especially if there is special coupons or other promotional things that go on, so that the actual drug itself may end up to be cheaper in some instances. And also if they're allowed to do special buying privileges with the various companies, that the brand name drug could be cheaper. This was done at the request of the department, and I'll answer questions if you have them.
Thank you. Questions from the committee? We do have a member of the department coming next, if you want to ask them. Looks like we're letting you off easy. Thanks for coming
All right.
over.
Thank you now.
Paula Mattis from the New Hampshire Department of Corrections. Jane, are you coming up too? or- It's up to you.
I would like you to.
I was gonna say, if you want to join her. Good morning to you both, and welcome to EDNet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity to testify in support of Senate Bill 61, relative to prescriptions for state prisoners paid for by the Department of Corrections. My name is Paula Mattis, and I am the Director of Medical and Forensic Services for the New Hampshire Department of Corrections. I would like to thank Senator Gray for sponsoring this bill on our behalf. We have distributed written testimony. I'm not going to read it because Senator Gray did a beautiful synopsis of why we put forth this bill. It is not common, but does happen, that there are non-generic medications that, or the quote-unquote brand name medications, that are less expensive for us to purchase. And so we want to remove that from the law so that we are not violating the law when we find better pricing, either directly from the manufacturer for a brand name drug or through pricing agreements we may effectuate with those groups. Finally, there's another piece of the legislation, what's in statute currently, that's just antiquated. It's very rare to find anything in writing anymore. We have electronic health records where we maintain justification for why, in those rare instances where a brand name is required for the patient's safety. I hope that we are asking you respectfully to please vote ought to pass so that we are not in danger of violating the law and finding the best prices as we can as public stewards of money for the state of New Hampshire. I'm here for questions, and certainly after this hearing, if there are questions, please reach out to us. We're happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Jane, anything you wanted to add, or?
No, I think I'm fine, Senator, thank you.
All right. So just for my own clarity, nothing about this will in any way, shape, or form cause a resident in the facility not to have the medication that they need.
That's correct. That's absolutely correct.
This is merely a cost savings, ability for you to chase the best cost savings while still providing the service needed.
Yeah, and while not violating the law, again, it's currently in statute to buy generic meds, even when that may not be in our best interest fiscally.
All right, thank you. Questions from the committee? Looks like we're gonna let you off real easy. Thank you.
Thank you, we
Thanks for coming
appreciate
in. Good to
it.
see you.
Thank you, nice to see you too.
Anybody else that would like to testify on Senate Bill 61? All right, seeing none, I will close the hearing. Guys good?
Yes,
All right, I'd take a motion to go into exec.
second.
All in favor? Aye?
Yep, you have to, oh, aye, yes. I thought we were going to bell. Wait,
No,
hold up.
All right, we're now in exec session.
Well, yeah, a little bit of coffee.
That's all right. Do I have a motion on Senate Bill 61? Moved up, all right. Senator,
Oh, TK. You gotta turn on your.
turn on your mics, yeah.
Sorry, Kevin.
Senator Reardon moves, sought to pass.
Pass.
I will second, since there's only three of us. Discussion from the committee. I think this bill makes sense. I think the department has come in with a very good request, and Senator Gray has brought a good bill before us, and I think it would behoove us to pass it.
It's great to know that they're paying attention to, a generic isn't, that there are other opportunities out there. That's
We always heard, save your pennies, the dollars will follow, so I think
efficient.
we're doing that. Further discussion? All right, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody move consent?
Yes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Senator Reardon, would you like to take this one out?
Sure.
All right. Since it's on consent, that's a pretty low bar. All right. Motion to come out of exec.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
And we will be in recess until our next bill at 10 o'clock.
You know, there was a similar bill coming through for Health and Human Services and all the drugs that they buy
Okay.
to be able to do the same thing.
Good, good, good.
And we'll
Thank you,
get that one.
Senator.
We'll get that one too.
No,
Probably that'll go to HHS.
no, HHS. All right.
All right, being 10 o'clock, we're going to open the hearing on Senate Bill 68, and we will recognize the prime sponsor, Senator Lang.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Senator Tim Lang, representing District 2, the Lakes region, all the way north to Campton and Thornton. Before is a pretty simple bill, put it at the request of the Department of Education. It adds one non-voting member to the Governor's Commission on Disability. This non-voting member deals with the hearing impaired. As you see on the committee, there's already someone to deal with the visually impaired. This adds another non-voting member to give them a seat at the table when they're talking about issues relative to hearing impaired. That's it. That's the whole bill.
That's the
It just
whole
adds one non-voting member at the request of the department to deal with, again, with hearing impaired where they were previously not covered. So they can have a seat at the table while they're having those discussions.
All right, thank you. Questions? Seeing none. Thank you. We appreciate it. Kevin, is there anyone else on? Did you want to testify on this bill?
Yes, my name is Richard Salvo, I'm the Director of Vocational Rehabilitation.
Come on up. I'll just have you state your name, and then after, please sign in on our sheet. Turn your mic on too, please. Perfect. Thank you. Welcome.
Good morning. My name is Richard Salvo, I'm the Director of Vocational Rehabilitation. I'm sure you're familiar with the program, but the charge of vocational rehabilitation is to help New Hampshire citizens experiencing disabilities achieve their vocational goals. We currently serve about 3,000 citizens in New Hampshire experiencing disabilities. We asked the Senator for this bill for a couple of reasons, and I'll just go through those. First, to enhance representation for the deaf and hard of hearing community by adding the administrator of the program for the deaf and hard of hearing as an ex officio member. The Commission acknowledges the unique needs and contributions of this population. This inclusion ensures that the voices of approximately 50,257 individuals in New Hampshire with hearing disabilities, which represents about 3% of the state's disabled population, are directly considered in decisions and policies affecting vocational rehabilitation services and others throughout the state. Second, improved policy outcomes through expertise. The program for the deaf and hard of hearing brings specialized knowledge about the barriers faced by this community in employment, education, accessing services, many of which I did not know when I started my job in January 2024. This expertise will enhance the Commission's ability to craft policies and initiatives that address these challenges effectively. We think this aligns with federal and state priorities, both the Rehabilitation Act and the Americans with Disability Act. It also provides support for intersectional disabilities. Many individuals who are deaf or hard of hearing face additional disabilities, and this will provide some of that intersectional expertise. And finally, fostering inclusivity in decision-making, which is self-explanatory. So those are the reasons that we ask for the inclusion of the deaf and hard of hearing community in the Governor's Commission for Disability.
Thank you for your testimony. Questions from the committee? Senator Reardon.
Are those meetings currently, is there a sign language interpreter present at those meetings currently?
The Commission is very familiar with having an interpreter when they need the interpreter to be there. They also use what we call cart captioning. So the words that everyone is saying is passing along a screen during the meeting. But we also I have had the administrator of the Deaf and Hard of Hearing program as a designee of the director at those meetings, and they've always had interpreters there to make sure that we could communicate effectively.
Further questions? All right, seeing none, thanks for your testimony. We
Thank you very
appreciate
much.
Thank you.
it. Is there anybody else that would like to testify on Senate Bill 68? All right, seeing none, we'll close the hearing. Take a motion to go into exec.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye. All right, sounds like we got a great bill here. Do we have a motion on it?
Move on to pass.
Moved and seconded. Discussion from the committee. I think this makes sense, and we've heard some very compelling testimony why it would be great to have that subject matter expert on the committee, and certainly sounds like it would be a good addition to the commission. Further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye. Move consent.
Do we have a second? Second. All right, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any volunteers to take this out, or you want me to?
I'll
All
take
right.
it.
All right, Senator Alshaw will take this one up. Motion to move out of exec.
So moved.
And all in favor? Aye. Well, that's our business for today. We have done very well. I thank the committee for coming in. Looks like we're going to have several bills. I'm hearing between 80 and 100 are going to be assigned today. So my anticipation is we'll get enough to have another hearing session next week, but I will keep you posted. And with that, we are done for today. Thank you.